And lastly, a shout out to What Are You Smoking at US East. So, anyways, good shout out to those guys. Those are just some regular shout outs. I got some more shout outs later for people who sent me funny videos and such, and some good PM readings. But anyways, for now, that's good enough. Because the people who don't get shout outs don't really give a rat's motherfucking ass who gets them. So, anyways, battle right here. You know, one thing I could do a lot better, there's a couple things I do versus every race now, and especially versus human, that I didn't do this game. And one of those is using a staff of preservation. Even though I'm doing some pretty decent micro here, staff of preservation keeps your bears in the battle longer and pretty much guarantees they get away home free, judging you use the damn staff in time. So anyways, my opponent expands. It's a good time to expand. I mean, he still has somewhat of an advantage now. He's been pressing some good attacks. He's been creeping. He's been doing pretty good. As for myself, I'm trying to pop up a good expansion of my own. Okay, I'm going to talk about the things I do versus human now I don't do in this game. One thing is, I don't tend to get bear dryad. I tend to get like 4 or 5 bears and go straight to mountain giants. The reason I do that is because mountain giants bear is better versus human, I find. Because if a human player is what I'll explain now is different strategies to do versus elf. Most players don't get rifle, breaker, caster. Most just go caster, mortar, rifle. Not so many rifles. So I find that, you know, it's hard to dispel everything. I find that using taunt and mountain giants work very well versus human, even more so than bears. If you add bears into the army, I mean, it just becomes an unbeatable combination. Right here, I'm kind of in a bad spot. This isn't too smart. I'm fighting this sandwiched battle. And in the process, I lose a few bears. Again, this is where the staff preservation comes in handy. My stupid ass, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm like, got one hero attacking below and the other hero, you know, doing stupid shit. You know, I could have saved a lot of units and killed more of his units had I been paying attention. Oh, another thing I do, I always get an orb of venom on my hero, and I always tend to use my town portal and not be a dumbass. So, anyways, I lost that battle because I was pretty stupid. So, you guys won't do that, but you know, that wasn't too smart. So anyways, I gave my opponent a little bit of an advantage again. You know, tough break for me. Just makes the game last longer. Anyways, here's what I do versus human now. I don't get armor upgrades, I get attack upgrades, and I get bear, and I get mountain giant. Slow and such being cast on mountain giants doesn't last very long with the tier 3 upgrades. Taunt works real nice, and I'll add in 1 or 2 dryads later on after I have bears, like, you know, a couple mountain giants, about 5 bears. I'll add in a couple dryads for slow. It just works much better that way. I find that having mountain giants, you can use up all their slows and such on mountain giants, which, yeah, well, you guys get the point. So anyways, I managed to get that bear out of there. That was pretty dumb. So, whatever. So at this point in the game, we're just playing a hit and run game here. So this is a pretty solid strategy that Axelav is using here. Rifle caster. He's got the slow, the fork lightning. Works pretty good. You know, I guess I'll just take this time to discuss what human players should be doing versus elf. If I was a human player, and I find most of the best human players I play against now and in the past tend to bypass the rifle caster breaker shit and go straight for tier 3. They can even do this without building towers. What you basically do is you push your advantage times. You push the foot rush with the Fen and kill out as many archers as you can, or just kill as many wisps to slow down your elf opponent. And then you'll come back maybe at tier 2 and push a little bit more before they get bears with some rifles. And then at tier 3, you'll get a bunch of priests, a couple griffin, some knights, and just go inner fire with knights, griffins, and mortars. Like 1 or 2 mortars, a couple griffins to focus the bears, mortars focus the dryads. Knights hold the front line for the priests, and works pretty well. You don't even really need sorceress. You know, if you just skip the sorceress, you can save that money and put it into tier 3. Sorcerers aren't really that necessary. I mean, they're really nice for slow, which is a really sexy spell. But unfortunately, wisps and dryads just put an end to that, and then sorcerers just become useless. But if you can just cast masked inner fire and use some healing, use knights to hold the front line, use your heroes to wreak some havoc, and use mortars to focus the dryads and griffins to focus the bears, it works pretty damn good. Mountain giants, of course, die to the knights with inner fire. It's just all around goodness. If you're a human player, why don't you find a way in which you can last to tier 3 long enough that you can save your money, and yeah, just like it's all about your main base build. You see how the way Axelav has farms and such in front of your keep or your castle later on. That prevents, what I like to do is I like to get mountain giants and bears, cast roar, get war clubs, beat down on the main hall, and TP out. That's what I do sometimes. So anyways, it would be good if I was focusing as Naga, but I'm not. Anyways, you know, he has pretty good positioning here. It's just the fact that I have a Demon Hunter with Immolation, Orb of Venom, focusing his heroes, that, you know, I do this all the time. It wins the game for me very easily. Just put a potion, just stack up your hero. What I like to do is I like to tell my bears to focus rifles or breakers. I tell my dryads to focus casters. I tell my hero to focus their hero. And that's how I usually win. Versus human every time, so it works pretty damn good. So anyways, this game is winding up pretty soon here. Yeah, so that's basically how it works. Yeah. So if you're a human player, I just recommend, let's go over this one last time. Knights, priests, griffin, mortar. Expand. Good game. As for elf, just do exactly what you saw me do here, and you'll find that you'll stop any rushes, and you'll stop any rifle caster crap. And the strategy's been working very well for me for a very long time. I really haven't talked about it much because it's been working so well. I didn't want to share it because I was afraid that, you know, people would see my audio and, you know, make my life living hell. Oh well. Anyways, there's quite a few things I could have done better this game. This isn't one of the newer games I've played lately. It's, you know, a little bit ago. Anyways, it was a pretty fun game, very well played by both sides, I guess. You know, I'm not really the most perfect player, but basically I like to show you guys things that are practical and things that work. You know, I think that's a lot better than showing you how, you know, Todd plays against Spirit Moon. You know, those guys play at a level that 90% of the other people out there aren't going to be able to play at. So why don't we see something that's more realistic, like your everyday ladder games, and that right there is your everyday ladder game. So anyways, I hope it helped out. Yeah, I hope that all the elf players out there who've been messaging me and having problems versus Archmage Tower Rush, Archmage Naga Tower Rush, Riflecaster Breaker, Masscaster, anything. I mean, I'm telling you, there has been no strategy that human has ever come up with in the past year and a half I've been playing this game versus that strategy that I have not come out victory unless it's been by mistakes of my own my own mistakes. You guys get the goddamn idea. Try it out. I think it'll work out very well for you guys. And for those of you who think that you're at a severe disadvantage because all you have is one hero and an AOW versus like 6 footmen with defend, and all they do is they run their hero out, well, don't chase the hero. Just stick around, uproot the Ancient of War, and you can prevent any rush like that. Just keep an eye out for towers. If he starts to build towers, focus his hero, use your Moonwells to your advantage. You should be able to counter it. Build towers or build more AOWs. Just do whatever you got to do. It can be stopped. So, but on smaller maps, I usually build a couple archers just in case. Oh man, I gotta tell you guys a quick little funny story about my little brother. The other day, I was doing some dishes, and my little brother, he's like 13 years old. I swear to God, this kid's so fucking funny, man. Do you guys think I'm funny at all? This kid blows me out of the water. He's so funny. Anyways, back to the story. So anyways, I was doing these dishes, and my little brother comes up, and he's like, he sounds like me, but in a higher voice. He's like, "Hey, Jim, man." He's like, "What do you want for Christmas?" Me, I was just playing a little joke. I was like, I'll take a redhead, about 5'8", nice rack, nice ass. And then he interjects real quick. He's like, "Yeah, and hairy all over like a woolly mammoth." Oh, and I was all, "Shut up, man." He's like, "Yeah, so when she wears her bikini, you can see it all hanging out from the side." I'm all, "Dude, shut up, you're like grossing me out." He's like, "Yeah, man, and then when you touch her, you're like, I'm gonna fall in. Quick, Jim, don't struggle, you only sink further." Little fucker. So funny, man. The little kid's funny. I don't know why, but I kind of thought about it right now. I just thought I'd tell you guys. Pretty fucking funny. Yeah, hairy girls for the win, guys. Come on, man. I'd fuck her with your dick. So anyways, yeah, I think that pretty much covers all that stuff, guys. Thanks for listening. It's my pleasure once again. Alright, guys. So, take care of yourselves. Good luck in your games. Hope you enjoyed the audio. Thank you once again, for the comments inside the audio forums. You guys always leave me some good ones, so thanks a lot. Alright, take care, everyone, and good luck. Peace.